we are in the middle of profile, right? So have you created the profile? I have shown you how we can create a profile, right? So we cannot directly go and create a profile. What we have to do is we have to clone the existing profile and we need to modify the permissions. Okay, so we have cloned sales system administrator profile and we have created a sales rep profile, right? So the navigation for profile is go to manage users. In the setup, go to manage users and you can see profiles here. And we also created a user, right? Yes, we have created a user also. This is our sales rep profile. And what is the user? We have created some sales rep user, right? This is the user, right? So in another tab, in other browser, let me log in as the user. So this is my user account, right? Right. Right. So we have seen different permissions, like we modified some permissions and we have seen how these permissions are going to be affected to the user. So we have seen some object permissions and we have seen some tab settings. We have seen some record type permissions and what else we have seen? Let's go to profile. What we covered. We have also seen field level security, right? So tab settings, record types, some administrative and general permissions and objects, right? So let me discuss some more details of profile, right? So here, if you click on this and edit read only fields, so this permission is not given, right? Right. So what I do is now, so for if you wanted to give edit read only fields also, then you have this one. See, edit read only fields. If you give this permission, even though the fields are read only for this user, for this profile user, he is able to edit it because we have given this extra permission, edit read only fields. Now we'll see how it is going to work. So in the beginning we'll see how it is going to work without giving this permission. Okay, now this user is not able to, now this profile user is not able to edit read only fields because I am not giving this permission. So we'll check how it is going to work and let's see, after giving that permission, let's see how it is going to work. Right, so now this user is not having permission to edit read only fields, this profile user. So who is the user? Sales rep user, right? So I logged into the sales rep user in other browser, right? Okay, so make some of the fields as read only. Go to account, view fields. You can do it either here or you can do in the profile also. Here also you have field level access, right? So you can also do here view fields, annual turnover. See, you can see set field level security. to each and every field you can see this set field level security. Okay, so click on it, and now see you got different profiles. This same thing we have seen when we are creating the field also. So always what I did is, whenever I am creating the field, by default I have given visible to all the profiles. So this you can see when you are creating the profile also. Okay, so now what I wanted to do is, I want to make this field read only to some of the profiles. So I wanted to make it read only for this sales rep. See here, for this sales rep I am making it read only. Okay, so now this user is not able to edit this field. What is the field? Annual turnover. Now this sales rep user, sales rep profile user is not able to edit this annual turnover field. He can see it but he cannot edit it. Say, let me go and check how it is going to work as a user. Right, this is the sales rep user, and click on any accounts, go to any of the records. Where is this annual turnover? Right, this is the one, and you can see the symbol locked. That means he cannot edit the field. Click on edit, try to edit it. See, there is no option to edit this field. This field is read only. He cannot do any modification to this field. Now leave it. And now what I wanted to do is, go back to profile and give that permission. Right, we have a permission edit read only profiles also. So if you give that permission, now after giving the permission we will see how it is going to work. So control F. Right, now I am giving this permission, edit read only fields. Okay, so now go to user. See, if you see sales tip user, this is user account. Okay, if you see my name, that is admin. Right, this is user account. Right, so now I want to edit it. See, now I am able to edit it, because even though the field is read only to this profile, in the profile level we have given the permission to edit read only fields. Okay, that is the reason now he is able to edit this field. If you want to check with any other fields, you can. Let me go and check with some other fields. So right, these are the, go back to account fields. Right, these are the account fields. Let me take one more field. Take form. Okay, so click on form and set field level access, field level security, and go to sales rep and make it read only. Okay, click on save. Right, so now this field is read only for sales rep profile user. Okay, right, what I do is, and remove this permission. Okay, this is the permission we have given, so remove this permission. So now we have two read only fields for this profile. One is phone and the other is annual turnover. Okay, right, now for this user, this sales rep user should not be able to edit phone and annual turnover. Okay, so click on edit. There is no option to edit this phone. There is no option to edit this annual turnover. Right, now what I do is, I go to the profile and again I give the permission to edit the read only fields. Okay, so I have given the permission. Save. Now if I refresh this page, what should happen? We should be able to edit these two fields, right? If I refresh this page, because I have given the permission to edit the read only fields. Refresh. See, now you are able to edit it, right? So that is the use of that permission. Okay. So in the same way, we have so many things in the administrative and general permissions, right? There are so many things, and each and everything is having its own importance, but mostly we won't be using many of them. Okay. So nothing to worry, when you started working on it, then you will be coming to know each and everything, right? Okay. So nothing to worry about these things. So when you started working, then you'll be coming to know what is what and all. Okay. So, right. Next, this is about profile, and you can ask me if you got any doubts, if you practiced, and if you got any doubt, then you can ask me. Very simple thing, but very important thing, because most of the help desk tickets from the users will be based on the security, right? So many users will be having trouble with accessing data only. Okay, so you need to be very much careful with the security. You should not do any wrong in case of security, because security is very, very important, right? So be careful when we are dealing with profiles and roles. Next, we'll see permission sets concept. Okay, so permission set. Okay, so what is permission set? The name itself is defining defining it, right? So permission set is used to give some extra permission to a user. So take this scenario. So there is a profile, we have a profile called sales rep, and we have around 10 users with this profile. Okay, so among these 10 users, I want one user to have some extra permissions. How it could be possible? Right? So profile is common to everyone. We can have multiple users for a single profile, right? We can have multiple users for a single profile. Okay. So these 10 users belong to the same profile sales rep. So all the permissions to all these 10 users are common. No one is having some extra, or no one is having some less permissions, right? So in that case, what I wanted to have is, I want a particular user to have some extra permissions, right? So maybe one user is the supervisor to all the other 9. Okay, so these 10 users, say sales rep profile is having, take the example of account object. For this account object, the sales rep profile is having edit, read, create. Okay, but for this one, so there is no delete permission. Okay, there is no delete permission for this sales rep profile. No delete permission. Okay, so the same thing will be applied to all the 10 users who belongs to this sales rep profile. Okay, right. In this case, what I want is, among these 10 users, only for a particular user, I wanted to give delete access. So this user is able to delete accounts. So then what I have to do? I have to create a permission set and assign this permission set to the user. Okay, so that without modifying your profile, you are going to have some extra permissions to a particular user. So what happens if I give this delete permission in the profile itself? All the 10 users will be getting that permission. All the 10 users are able to delete the account records. But I don't want these 9 users to delete account records. Okay, only one user among them has to have this delete permission. In that case, I have to go for permission set. So permission set is very important. In the interview point also, they will be asking you something like this. I have two users who belongs to same profile and whose permissions are almost common because they two belongs to the same profile and the same profile permissions are applied to the two users, right? In this case, I want a particular user to have some extra permissions. So what I have to do? This is very important interview question. So in that case, you can explain him this concept. So we can use permission set to provide extra permissions to the user, okay, without modifying the existing profile. If we modify the existing profile, then whoever belongs to that profile are going to get the extra permission, right? So I don't want that. What I wanted to have is only one user has to have some extra permission. In that case, I have to go for permission set. So we'll see this concept practically. All right, go to this sales rep profile, and as I said, we deal with the account object only. I am not giving delete permission to this account. Okay, so there is no delete permission for the account object for sales rep profile. Save it. Right. Now check whether the sales rep user is able to delete a account record or not. So this is my user, right? Go to accounts and take any of the account. He is not having delete permission. Okay. Otherwise create a account, because here he is not the account owner. Account owner is different person, right? See who is this user? Sales rep user. But here the account owner is different person. So that account is not belongs to him. So that is why create a new account so that sales rep becomes the owner of the record. So see, who is the owner of this record? Sales rep user is the owner of the record. Even though he is the owner, he is not having permission to delete the record. So what I do is, now I create a permission set and assign this permission set to this user. I create a permission set to delete account records and assign that permission set to this sales rep user, and let me check how it is going to work. Okay, so you can create your permission sets here in the manage users itself. You can see the permission sets here, right? So click on permission sets and there are no permission sets created, so we'll create one. Right, it is already there. Account delete permission. Okay, so you have defined the name but you have not selected the permission. So here we have different permissions. These are all the different kinds of permissions. So assign apps, that deals with the apps. Okay, so connected apps, this is dealing with some extra external apps with to which we connected from our Salesforce. And here you have object settings. So go to object settings. So here we are providing permission to the object, right? So we have to go to object settings, and in the object you can see accounts. So not only accounts, you can see all the objects, right? In the object settings you can see all the objects, and click on account and edit this, right? So if you edit this, you can see different permissions here. So object permissions, under this object permissions you have delete. Click on this. So whenever you are selecting delete, by default read and edit will be enabled. Okay, So without having read access, you cannot delete. Without having edit access, you cannot delete. Okay. Right. If you click on delete, automatically the other two will be selected. Right. Click on save. That's it. We have created a permission set to delete the account records. Now you can assign this permission set to any user. If you want some multiple users to have account delete permission, then you can assign this permission set to any user who, I mean, you don't need to worry about to which profile he belongs to. Okay. So if a user is need this permission, then directly you can assign this permission so that he is able to delete the account records. Right. Now I have created my permission set and I want to assign it to the sales rep user. Right. So go back and this is the permission set. See, you can see manage assignments. Manage assignments. Right. So click on it. There is no user assigned to this permission set. So click on add assignments. Right. Now you can select the users. So this is the sales rep user to whom I wanted to assign this permission set. So we have already seen this user is not having permission to delete records, right? So now after giving this permission, again we can check. Click on assign, done. Okay. So this is one way of assigning permission set. There is one more way. Go to your user. He is the sales rep user. See here permission set assignments. Okay. So here itself you can edit assignments and you can give, or else you can come down and see permission set assignments. Okay. So as I already given, if I refresh this page, you can see the permission set assignment here. So this is one more way of assigning permission sets. Okay. All right. Either you can go to permission set and you can assign users there, or else you can directly go to the user to whom you wanted to assign this permission set, and there itself you can, there also you can assign the permission set. There are two ways, right? Next. So now I have assigned this permission set to the user, and let me go and check how it is going to affect the user. There is no delete button here. If I refresh this page, you are going to get the delete button. You got this, right? So, but for this profile, there is no delete permission. For this profile, sales rep profile, there is no delete permission. Okay. But for this user, we have. So if you create any other user who belongs to sales rep profile, those users are not able to delete the account records because the profile is not having delete permission to delete the account records. Okay. Right. Clear? Any doubts? All right. So we'll see what else we have in the, yeah, Jay.